All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. Let's go ahead and get started. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on that white logo. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Like our videos if you like these videos. Of course, we'll do more of them every single day. Let's go ahead and talk about the market. Okay, so the Dow is down 222 points. NASDAQ down 276 pre-market, and the S&P down 1.17%, with the Russell down 1.72%. Crude oil is down 0.45%. Gasoline is flat. Gold is down 18.29 an ounce, 0.41%. Silver is down. What's up today? VIX is up about 9%, 21.75. The dollar is up as well, 0.42%, 95.90. The 10-year Treasury yield did break above 2%. For the first time in a while. That was probably before the COVID crisis. So what we got here is the CPI number. So that's pretty much where you're getting everything in terms of the price action. So let's go over the number. CPI number this morning. If I can go and find it here. Okay, CPI number month over month, 0.6%. The forecast was 0.4%. The previous is 0.5%. CPI year over year, actual 7.5% versus a forecast of 7.3%. Core CPI, this is including food and energy, was 0.6%. Forecast is 0.5%. So for the most part, I mean, nothing has really, I mean, I don't know if anyone is really surprised. We know inflation is still going. The question is now, do we see that the Fed is going to go ahead and do 50 basis points? Now there's some swaps out there saying that we're going to have 100 basis points, which is a full percent, by July. So that's where the Fed swaps futures bets are going. U.S. rate futures now see 50% chance of 50 basis point hike in March from 30% in from 30% pre-CPI data. So the CPI number has pretty much changed the thinking in terms of where the market's going to go, or where in terms of rates are going to go. So let's go and take a look at the S&P, and you can see we haven't even opened yet, but again, we hit that key resistance right around 45.80. We did break above that, but again, that was a level that we were watching. It was either going to be either a breakout, or we were going to get a little bit of a bull trap here. Anyone who was long up here, and you can see more than likely we'll probably test right around that 200-day 45.10. Key levels to watch for if you're watching S&P futures are right here. It's 44.88. As long as we can close above 44.88, we should be okay. That shows support right around here, right next to the 20-day moving average. But again, really, I mean, yeah, the price action's there, but we did soar a ton yesterday. Again, kind of a front running ahead of the number, worse than expected. To be honest with you, this number really didn't surprise me. I figured that we would anyways, but it's really the reaction. That's really it. And is the reaction really that bad? To be honest with you, not really. I don't see it that terrible. I mean, we're not exactly down 500 points in the NASDAQ either. Again, it's been a really, really nice week for risk on assets, Bitcoin being one of it. So it looks like just the kind of fall there. The good news is that I do have some JPM calls that are coming back. I have the 160s. So if I can catch those, I'll be pretty happy. Let's see if we can catch any other trades today, and we'll go from there. That's really it. So let's take a look at some pre-market movers. In terms of Bitcoin, Bitcoin did fall as well, 43,332 from the highs of around 44,980. So about a $1,600 move to the downside. Again, that's going to roll with the market. But 2% now is the 10-year Treasury yield. So that's pretty important. Right now, the NASDAQ is holding that 100-day moving average on the hourly currently. But again, rising rates does help the banks. So keep an eye on the banks. You know, we've been talking about Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citi, JPM. We got into JPM calls. We're holding that right now. Pre-market movers. Let's see some news here. You can see Twitter did announce a buyback. They're up 0.53% this morning. Taking a look at Dow components, Disney up 6.46%, JPM up 1.51%, Coca-Cola also reported earnings up 1.57%. Microsoft's down with tech, Intel, Cisco, Boeing. We caught Boeing earlier this week. Procter & Gamble is slightly flat. That's consumer defensive. IBM is also down. Again, Disney had great earnings as well. We talked about that yesterday. Twitter also reported earnings. They missed on the top and bottom line, but the important thing is that they had growth month over month, and they're doing a stock buyback. I guess kind of putting like a little bit of a bandage on the number. Also, a lot of people were short the name. Micron up 1.51% this morning. The NASDAQ, Datadog up 11.22% on strong earnings as well. Apple's down 1.12%. AMD's down 3.5% with the market. PayPal down 1.69%. And Tesla down 2.5% this morning. So that's where we are. Again, I can't say a panic here, to be honest with you. But again, some price action. There is some opportunity out there. Again, the banks are one of them. Again, I can see JPM moving to the upside. Let's go and take a look at Citi. Oh, let's see if I can press this here. Now it doesn't want to do it. Always happens to me when I want to see a stock. Let's take a look at Citi. And you can see Citi's breaking out. Again, 68.80. If we go ahead and take a look, yep. 69.28 is your 200-day moving average on the daily. So again, maybe the 69 calls for next week or something wouldn't be terrible. Keep an eye on Citibank. Wells Fargo's breaking out on the daily. It's looking very, very nice as well. 59.92. Looks like it wants to get to 60. And taking a look at Bank of America. Bank of America is right above 50 now, and you can see JPM kind of nearing 159 from a close of 156.60. So again, there is some opportunity out there for those who are looking for different sectors. Again, we've been talking about financials over and over with rates going up. This is exactly what we were expecting. So that's good news if you own some banks. And the VIX, we'll take a look at it before we take any questions. You can see the VIX now just testing the 50-day moving average. Again, it is a breakdown either way. More than likely, we'll probably tap 22.57 at worst. More than likely, we'll retest the breakout of 45.10 on S&P. Then I'll look for an opportunity to possibly go long, because really, I don't see any really big news in terms that we know we have high inflation. We knew we had high inflation 2 days ago, and the market was still going. So again, I think it's more of a change of sentiment. Again, this is a reaction on the news and anything else. I think the stock market is going to be fine longer term. Again, you're going to get these kind of puts, these kind of moves here and there. I said it before as well yesterday. If you have the high beta names and you're tired of holding them and you're tired of the volatility, this is where you start selling them. 15,000 to 15,241. That's your target to get out of them if you don't want to own them anymore. I still own them, so it doesn't bother me. But again, if you want to keep it, if you want to get rid of them, that's the level you're going for. Good morning, Carlos. Square to 106. Let's see what Square is. Square is to 108. Really, the support is right around 99 to 100. Good morning, good morning. Skills and Affirm. Looking at Skills, it's a penny stock. I have no idea what they do. It doesn't look great, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at Affirm. Affirm looking a little better. A break of 80 would be smart. That would be nice to see if we get a breakout. What are you keeping an eye on for today? The banks. I have JPM moving, so again, I'm watching that very closely. The 160s. Good morning, boss. What are your level for SPYs and puts? Let's see. I would not do calls or puts on SPY just yet. SPY is right above the 200-day. It seems to be that's where the last breakout was, 45.10 on the S&P. Let's see if we hold above 450 on SPY. If it breaks down below 450, then you're going to get down to around 445. If it doesn't hold above 450, if it stays above it, then there's an opportunity there for some possible calls. We're getting a little bit of a washout to those who just don't want to own it. Let me go ahead and place an alert below 450 here. But yeah, back and forth. That's where we are. Should I hold all of my Qs, or should I sell? We're going to bump next week. I don't know what Qs you have, to be honest with you. Datadog. So I don't know what Qs you have. Datadog is up pre-market. Hit 173. Would I play earnings here? Let's see. 173 is a break of the 100. So that's good. So you're right around here, 180 being your resistance. I'd be a little careful playing any options or stocks or trades on there, because the move has already been done. But again, Conrad's asking about his Qs. I don't know what position you have in Qs, when is expiring, or what have you. So I can't really be sure on exactly what you're asking. Really, the important level in SPY, let's go and take a look at SPY one more time, or ES. So again, where we are in NASDAQ is that we're testing the 100-day now. We were above the 50. So again, we're starting to get into acceleration. Really, SPY on S&P futures, or same thing as SPY. It's what I'm looking for here is really, let me go and get out of this. Cancel alert. What I'm really looking for on the short term is if we hold above 450. 450 kind of runs in line with 45.10. That was the breakout level from Tuesday, where we got a continuation all of Wednesday, a little bit of a kind of a slowdown towards the end of the day. But again, 45.10 is your level on the S&P futures. If you take a look at the NASDAQ futures, you can see kind of a little bit of more of a cluster here. I would say your support will probably be at 14,636. Let me go and place the alert there. We're starting to bounce slightly, but again, a lot of it's just initial reaction on the Fed increasing 50 basis points. I think that's mostly just priced in anyways. Let's go and take a look at the daily on the NASDAQ, kind of give us some context on where we are. But that's where we're at, 14,636, that's your level too. Right now, NASDAQ is holding above the 20-day daily average there. Taking a look at the S&P, same deal, staying above that 20-day. So again, as long as we hold above 44.86, we should be okay on the S&P. But I have 45.10 as my first alert, and then we'll see if we can go possibly retest here. Again, all we did was just reject this top part here. That's really all we did in the S&P. Remember what I talked about these tops here? Again, so it looks like a triple top so far. So again, we may retest back up, and again, it's just back and forth, back and forth. This is where the money's made in terms of trading, is that playing those trends. What can be support for the S&P? The support has already been hit, 42.60. We're not getting below that. That was the opportunity to buy. But in terms of major support, 44.20 is the next one, and that's about 100 points away. Are you adding some more to Upstart? No, I'm not adding to Upstart at this moment, no. There's no reason to. I mean, the stocks had some decent gains, but nothing really special. Hi, Carlos. Good morning. Thoughts on AMD for puts or calls? Let's take a look at AMD. AMD right now is just testing the 50-day. There is a little bit of a double top. Again, we got to see where the day goes. If you break below 122, then yeah, you'll probably get a little more weakness down to 118. So again, if anything, we got to see the open. That's really the key. I got to see where the open goes. I got to see where traders are going to take this futures move. And are we going to accelerate to the downside, or are we just going to go ahead and just hold up in this retest? Does inflation numbers, ADP numbers, expectations affect overall IB in the markets? Of course it does. Always. Implied volatility is calculated based on macroeconomic events. Of course, earnings, an example. So yes, IB is affected based on CPI numbers. I think it's a big one. Let's see. Is there a way to measure if rate hikes are present? There is no way to measure. You just have to look at the market in general. So we knew that we had high inflation since when? November? Maybe December, if anything? Yeah, look at this. Remember we were talking about the Fed increasing rates. Didn't we have that big move, a 10% correction? Okay, so are we expecting another 10% correction because the Fed raises 100 basis points? I highly doubt that. I think that's a sucker's bet. Do you expect green next week? Do you advise today to buy and wait? Again, tough to say because we have more stuff coming next week. Next week is a full week. I thought next week was President's Day. It's not. It's the week after. So it's a full week of trading. But again, I wouldn't know exactly. We do have some more earnings next week. I'd have to take a look at the macroeconomic calendar for next week. What do you like about Facebook long-term shareholder? I love their price to earnings. They make good money. They have a great balance sheet. They actually have no debt. They actually buy back shares. It's just that people are not using Facebook as much in terms of month-over-month active users. Again, like I said, I don't like Facebook personally, the platform. I love the company. I love Instagram. Well, Instagram is okay now. Just the bots are ruining it. But I love WhatsApp, obviously. But Facebook, the platform is terrible. Again, the political talk and the discourse between people has just ruined that platform. It's stupid. I think that Facebook needs to hold the reins in and say, okay, enough. You know, this is not why we built this thing. So you guys can argue each other with strangers. That's stupid. So that's why they're pivoting to the metaverse, so they can get away from that toxic political talk that people have on Facebook, which that's still beyond me. I don't know why people do that, but either way. eBay has a low PE. Do you think it's a buy? Well, it depends. Here's the question. Do you use eBay? Do you like eBay? I have used eBay maybe twice in 10 years. That's not something that I would want to invest in because I like to invest in companies that I actually do business with. Facebook being one of them, eBay not being one as much. So again, don't use PE as just the only reason you buy something. You want to make sure they're profitable too, but you have to see if they're growing. Is eBay growing? I'm not sure. I mean, I buy more stuff on Amazon than anything else. Thoughts on Roku? Roku is great. I love Roku long term. There was a report that their streaming sticks were open for export. So they were up pre-market as high as 170. Now they're at 165, basically flat as the NASDAQ is coming back down. What's in the program for next week? Next week, I am out. All next week, I am on vacation in Colorado. So again, I will be out next week, but the staff will be assisting. No morning notes or after-market recaps all next week because I will be out. What do you think about Diz earnings? Are you adding? No, I don't add to the upside for the millionth time. I never add when stocks are up. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want to buy stuff when they added 20% on MSRP or 10% MSRP. That doesn't make sense. Disney's numbers were very nice to see. As a shareholder, I'm happy to see that. Again, a next dip, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more. Maybe we can get down to around 130, 135. That'd be nice. I don't know if we'll get there, but we'll see. It's nice to see that I can put Disney on the actual shopping list for names that I want to buy because they actually had a great quarter. So what if the metaverse doesn't pan out for Facebook? Then Facebook is basically fucked if that's the case. If that's, they're basically investing in something that's not going to work, and that'd be the new AOL Time Warner merger. That's where it didn't work. And if the metaverse turns out to be like America Online crap, there you go. Will you be live tweeting still next week? I will not be live tweeting next week. I will be out. So no, I will have our staff be tweeting information on the market, but not really in terms of what they see. You can follow Josh at G.A.R Capital on Twitter, one of our staff members. He's tweets every day as well. You can always follow him, and Nick as well. Nick G.A.R Capital, he can assist too on Twitter. He does live tweets as well. Hey man, do you think Berkshire will break out? Any puts on it? I don't trade Berkshire puts, so no, I can't say that I would say to do puts there. But let's take a look at Berkshire Hathaway's numbers. Berkshire, let's see, I had it here. Berkshire Hathaway B. Yeah, I think they hit a new all-time high yesterday. They did. They hit a new all-time high recently, actually just as close as yesterday. So would I do puts here? No, I probably wouldn't do puts here. Would I buy shares here? No, honestly. I mean, they're great. Don't get me wrong. I love Warren Buffett, but no real catalyst to short unless you expect Apple to come back down because that's their biggest holding is Apple. Apple adding Bitcoin feature. Yep, the tap and pay. That'll be working with crypto.com. I don't know if Coinbase will do it, but again, you can pay with crypto. So yes. Tesla pump fake dust this week. Yeah, it did. I hate Tesla sometimes. Thoughts on AMD, same thing. Again, there's really nothing to do here, guys. I mean, the move has already been done unless we get a continuation on a sell-off. Looks like a short-term double top on AMD. Again, a break of around 125. Maybe you can start taking a look at the 122 puts. But again, I'm not 100% feeling it. How do you see what's Twitter chances to increase revenues per year? Well, they needed to monetize some more. So the question is, what is Twitter going to do to monetize? That's the key. I think Twitter is going to be acquired by someone. More than likely. I don't think they're a great standalone company. I love Twitter. I don't want to own the stock. Square major support at 100. Yes, right around 99. Thoughts on CLF? Love the vids. I don't know what CLF. I think it's Cleveland Cliffs. I don't know exactly what they do. All I know is that my wife got a free share from Robinhood from them. I don't know much about them. I'd have to read about them. So again, I have to do a little more deep dive. But if you're taking a look in terms of the actual charts on the daily, it is coming back, which is nice. You can see if we do break above that 100-day, 200-day, 2139, it'd be strong to go up a little higher. All right, so we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your afternoon. So I'll do one more morning note tomorrow being Friday. I will not do an aftermarket recap tomorrow. I have to start packing for the trip because I leave first thing in the morning. So again, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you guys later today for the market recap. We'll see what happened today, and we'll go from there. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll see you later.